What if your whole world disappeared in 10 seconds? What if you woke up and your greatest passion became your greatest fear? Bethany Hamilton was only 13. She was young, fearless, and one of the most talented surfers in Hawaii. But one morning, in the calm, blue ocean she loved the most, a 14-foot tiger shark attacked her, and in one brutal bite tore off her left arm. Everyone thought her career was over. Doctors said she'd never surf again. But Bethany didn't listen. This isn't just a story of survival. This is a story of faith, courage, and a comeback so powerful. It made history. Bethany Milani Hamilton was born in Kauai, Hawaii, in 1990. She was the youngest of 3 siblings, and from the moment she could walk, she was drawn to the waves. At just 5 years old, Bethany picked up her first surfboard. By age 8, she was entering competitions. By 10, she had her first sponsorship. Surfing wasn't just a sport. It was her life, her dream, her everything. She'd wake up before sunrise to train. She believed one thing: if I give it everything, I can be the best. Everyone around her could see it. This girl was going to be a pro surfer. But fate had different plans. It was October 31st, 2003. Halloween morning. Bethany was out surfing with her best friend Alana Blanchard and Alana's father and brother. The sky was clear. The water was peaceful. The waves weren't even that big. Bethany was lying on her board, her left arm dangling in the water, just waiting for the next swell. And then, without warning, it struck. A 14-foot tiger shark surged from below. In one powerful bite, it ripped through her board and her left arm just below the shoulder. Bethany didn't scream. She didn't panic. She said, "I felt pressure, not pain." Blood filled the water. The ocean turned red. Alana's father rushed to her, tied a surfboard leash as a tourniquet around her shoulder, and paddled her to shore. She lost over 60% of her blood. Her heart was barely beating. At the hospital, doctors whispered, "She's lucky to be alive." They didn't know how she made it. But Bethany, she was already thinking something else. Can I still surf? The days after the attack were dark. Bethany woke up in a hospital room to find that half of her body was gone. Her dream, shattered. Her career, over. At least that's what people thought. Imagine being 13, losing your arm, losing your balance, losing everything you worked for. Reporters showed up. TV cameras asked questions. How do you feel? Do you think you'll ever surf again? Most kids would have broken down. But Bethany, she just smiled and said, "I'm not going to give up." But behind that smile, there was pain. She had to relearn how to do everything with one arm: eat, dress, tie her hair, paddle. The first time she touched the water again, she froze. Memories of the shark flooded her brain. What if it happens again? What if I fall? What if I fail? But then she looked out into the waves and remembered who she really was. Just 26 days after losing her arm, Bethany paddled back into the ocean. She was scared. She was weak, but she was determined. At first, she kept falling. She couldn't paddle fast enough with one arm. She couldn't balance properly. But every day she got a little better. She adjusted her board. She trained her right arm to do twice the work. And just 1 year after the attack, Bethany entered her first surfing competition again. And she didn't just compete. She placed 5th. The world watched in awe. News stations called her the Soul Surfer. Hollywood came knocking. But Bethany didn't surf for the fame. She surfed because it made her feel alive. Bethany went on to become a professional surfer. She competed around the world. She won national and international championships. She surfed waves taller than houses. With one arm, she didn't stop at surfing. She wrote a best-selling book, Soul Surfer. She inspired a movie. She became a motivational speaker. She launched foundations to support youth and amputees. She became a wife, a mother of 4, and in 2023, Bethany Hamilton is still surfing, still inspiring, still smiling. When asked how she overcame it all, she said, "I don't need easy. I just need possible." Bethany's faith was her anchor. She believed God had a bigger plan. She believed her pain had a purpose. And she proved to the world that sometimes your greatest setback can become your greatest comeback. Bethany once said, "Courage doesn't mean you don't get afraid. Courage means you don't let fear stop you." She could have been a victim. She chose to be a warrior. If Bethany Hamilton's story inspired you, if you've ever faced a moment where life knocked you down, then ask yourself, am I going to give up or get back up? Like this video, if her courage moved you. Subscribe to our channel for more real stories that will ignite your spirit. And in the comments, tell us, what's the wave you're trying to ride in life? Because no matter how big the shark, no matter how deep the fear, you were made to rise again. This was the real story of Bethany Hamilton. And always remember, your scars don't define you. Your strength does.